Okay, let's take a look on page 23 in our fractions packet. Page 23, we are going to work on adding and subtracting mixed numbers today. We're also going to look at reducing some improper fractions, okay? But let's take a look at adding and subtracting mixed numbers first. So it says a mixed number is a whole number and a fraction together. So 3 and 1/5. 3 is the whole number, 1/5 is the fraction. So it would be like having 3 whole pizzas and a fifth of another piece, 1 slice out of 5 slices total in the pizza. We're going to take 3 and 1/5 and add it to 2 and 3/5. To do this, add the fractions first. Then we'll add the whole numbers. So here we have fractions 1/5 plus 3/5. They have a common denominator. So we're going to add 1/5 plus 3/5 and get 4/5, right? We add our numerator. 1 plus 3 is 4. Keep our denominator, right? Keep same denominator. And if we do that, we get 4/5. So that's the fraction part of our answer, 4/5. Then we're going to add the whole numbers. 3 plus 2 is 5. So we have 5 and 4/5 as our answer, okay? Add the fractions first, then add the whole numbers and get your total. For subtraction, it's the same thing. If our denominators are common, the same in our fractions, we can subtract the numerators of our fractions. So if we have 4 and 7/10 minus 3 and 4/10, we take the fraction part first. 7 minus 4 is 3. That's our numerator, right? Then keep the common denominator as 10. So we have 3/10 as our fraction. Subtract our whole numbers. 4 minus 3 is 1. So we get 1 and 3/10. Okay, let's try the bottom problems here. Number 1, 5 and 2/5 plus 3 and 1/5. Common denominators. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Keep fifths as our fraction. Add the whole numbers. 5 plus 3 is 8. When we write our answer, we have to write our whole number big, okay? So that takes up the whole space that the 3/5 takes up. So the numerator denominator of our fraction is the same size together as our whole number. So 8 and 3/5 is our answer. That means I have 8 whole pies and 3/5 of another pie, okay? If mom gave me 8 pies, right, or 5 pies, and she said I could have 2/5 of another pie, there's 5 whole pieces, and I get 2/5 of this one. Then she gives me 3 more, and she says I get another 5th. All together, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 whole pies and 3/5 of another pie. Okay, let's do the next one. 4 and 3/10 plus 6 and 6/10. Common denominators are already there. If there weren't, we would use the butterfly method, but we have a common denominator. So 3 plus 6 is 9, right? Add the numerators. 3 plus 6 is 9. My denominator is 10. Add our whole numbers. 4 plus 6 is 10. So I have 10 and 9/10. And if needed, we would need to simplify our answer. Okay, but right now 9/10 is already simplified. Subtracting is the same way. Subtract the fractions first. We have a common denominator of 10. So 8 minus 5 is 3. Common denominator is 10. Take our whole number. 4 minus 2 is 2. And I get 2 and 3/10. Look at the next one. 9 and 13/15 minus 8 and 7/15. I have a common denominator. So let's subtract 13 minus 7 is 6. Keep my denominator of 15. 9 minus 8 is 1. and I have 1 6/15. The next one, 12 6/9 minus 12 5/9. 6/9 minus 5/9. 6 minus 5 is 1. That's my numerator. Common denominator of 9. 12 minus 12 is 0. If it's 0, I don't need to write it here. So don't put that. Just keep it at 1/9 as your answer. Okay. And, oh, I'm sorry, we should go back one. I apologize. I didn't look for simplest form here of this. So 6/15 is not in simplest form because 6 and 15 have a common factor. 1 times 6, 2 times 3 are my factors of 6. 1 times 15, 3 times 5 are my factors of 15. They have a common denominator of 3, which means I get to divide by 3 for both of them. Now notice, when I divide by 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. So my simplest form of 6/15 is 2/5. But don't forget, 1 is part of my answer. So 1 2/5 is simplest form of 1 6/15. I apologize that I skipped that part. Thank you for going back and adding that in. Let's look at number 6. 2 8/12 minus 1 2/12. Subtract our numerators. 8 minus 2 is 6. Keep my common denominator of 12. 2 minus 1 is 1. So I have 1 6/12. But can I find a common denominator between a 6 and a 12, or a common factor between 6 and 12? My factors of 6 are 1 times 6, 2 times 3. My factors of 12, 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. So they have a 6 in common. If I divide both by a 6 to simplify, I get a fraction. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So my answer is not just 1/2. I need to put the whole number on it and make it 1 1/2. 1 6/12 is equal or equivalent to 1 1/2. And that is my simplest form. Okay. What I want us to do is turn the page. Look at page 24 in your packet. Look at page 24. And let's work on some reducing improper fractions. We've been talking about this lately with our reviews, but let's take a look. To reduce is to express an improper fraction as a mixed number. And we need to change improper fractions to mixed numbers when we start adding and subtracting our mixed numbers. So it says an improper fraction is a fraction with a numerator larger than the denominator. A mixed number is a whole number and a fraction together. So 5/3 is really equal to 1 2/3. And it says when the numerator and the denominator are the same, they will equal 1 whole. So 3/3 is equal to 1 whole. To reduce, you divide the denominator into the numerator. So 5/3 is 5 divided by 3. 3 can go into a 5 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. 5 take away 3 is 2. So our remainder is 2. But the remainder 2 becomes the new numerator. And the denominator stays the same. So we had the denominator of 3, which was our divisor. That is our denominator. Okay? The 1 is the whole number. So if we take a look, 3/3, 3 goes into 5 one time. That 3/3, that's our whole number. Okay? And we have those 2 pieces left out of another group of 3. So 5/3 is really 1 2/3. Okay, here it says 5/3, we get the 3/3, okay, plus 2/3 to get 1 2/3. Because this is really 1 whole, you can take off 1 whole, the 3/3, plus an extra 2/3. And that would give us 1 whole and another 2/3. Okay, So let's try a couple of these at the bottom. 23/6. Let's take 23 divided by 6. We're going to practice our long division again. 6 goes into 23 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. Sister subtracts. 23 take away 18. If we regroup, we get 5. My remainder is 5 out of 6. My denominator stays the same. So this is equal to 3 5/6. Okay. 7/4. 7 divided by 4. 4 goes into 7 once. 1 times 4 is 4. 7 take away 4 is 3. My remainder is 3 out of the 4. So 7/4 is 1 3/4. Okay. 23/5. Take 23, divide by 5. 5 goes into 23 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. 23 take away 20 is 3. And I have 3 left as my numerator out of my 5, which is my divisor and my denominator. So 23/5 is equal to 4 3/5. 8/4. 8 divided by 4. 4 can go into 8 twice. 2 times 4 is 8. Sister subtracts, and I have 0 left over. So 8/4 is just equal to 2 wholes. Okay, 2 whole pieces. 16/3. 16 divided by 3. 3 goes into 16 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. 16 take away 15 is 1. So I have 1 left out of 3. So 16/3 is equal to 5 1/3. 19/4. 19 divided by 4. 4 goes into 19 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. 19 take away 16 is 3. So I have 3/4 left. 4 3/4 is equal to 19/4. What I'd like you to try is I want you to try some reducing of improper fractions. What I'd like you to do is I want you to try number 10, 11, and 12. Please do that on lined paper. Okay, so grab some lined paper, and I want you to do from page 24, numbers 10, 11, and 12. And you can just write them right down your paper. 21/2, tell me what that's equal to. Set it up with the long division. Okay, show your thinking. Then I want you to do, let me just zoom out a little bit. I want you to do the 12/4, and I want you to do 17/6. Sorry about that. Do 17/6 last. So set all those up with long division. Show your work, show your thinking, and turn it in.